Okay, possibly today or tomorrow could be the last day for the reruns, because on Friday we got a new episode from the old channel with our interview. By the way, for the old channel, I uploaded two 2020 videos. One about lifeguards and one about Made in the USA. The lifeguards part, we'll have that for you in July, after the holiday. But right now, I want to dedicate this half hour to texting in class. As we first told you years ago, texting in class is a distraction in the educational environment. So I'm going to ask y'all to watch a few short clips, because I'm going to watch a short clip real quick, because I'm going to go get something to drink. This one's from Julian Bontke. Can't pronounce that name, so just give me 1 second here. I'm going to go get something to drink. Sorry about that, folks. I gotta go get something to drink. Next time I'll be prepared. But I ain't prepared about what's going to be in store for this clip from Julian Bontke from 12 years ago when they did a policy like this. Take a look.
Sydney, what are you doing?
Nothing. Texting in class is against school policy. Cell phones should not be seen or heard. A teacher has the right to take it away. It will cost you $15 to get it back.
In this case, in Flower Bluff, I've heard about that policy. But why pay $15 to get your phone back? Let me do a little research here. This is from the article from phonearena.com from back in 2009. It says, kids are growing up in an age where they need to be too connected to the world through the use of their cell phones. It's not uncommon we're seeing children and teenagers using their handsets and quick text at the same time. The use of these devices become an endurance of the halls across the schools of the nation. While we can praise the wonders of what these handsets can do, there's also proof to be a distraction to the educational walls of the school. Throughout some of the school districts in Texas, they're forcing a new policy that can penalize students caught using their mobile phones in the classroom. Some even want teachers to fine students $15 for the first time offense, and then require parents to come in and pay an additional $15,000 if they are caught again. Another school district is in a similar program has managed to produce more than $100,000 over 2 years. The money is only handled by school principals, which goes to enrichment activities such as scholarships for students to purchase art supplies for a class. In addition, none of the money is being used to deflect. Goes to show the well-being for the students goes firsthand. Some praise the new policy, while others say it's a bit over the top and concerns about some teachers using their cell phones during class time. The question is it illegal for schools to charge $15? Because I don't think it's legal to charge your own property to get it back. And from Core, are public schools in Texas allowed to make you keep your phone, are allowed to take your phone and make you pay $50 to get it back? Keep it overnight. Some answers from Core, I don't know if they still do this, but it was definitely a thing when I was in school. No. Tell your parents what happened, have them talk to the faculty. Theoretically, I suppose you could keep the phone overnight, but they had to get the phone back to your parents if asked. Making pay to get your own phone back is theft and extortion. If you are over 18, you don't even have to give them the phone in the first place. You can demand it back by yourself. Schools are allowed to set policy regarding the phone in the classroom. Violation can result in temporary confiscation. You don't have a legal argument that overcomes the educational mission. What you need to do is to get their policy changed, which in effect of attending PTSA meeting and taking it to school board in a political battle, not a legal one. So you don't have motivation to follow through and just use your phone to say so. Pay $15. Wow, over 6 minutes. Okay. Coming next, we're going to show you more videos, and later on, an update from Content Over Yard Day. Don't go away. Up front tonight, for those who are just joining us, we are focusing on texting, no texting in class, a big policy that is just enforced, that is always enforced. So far, I heard from one about Julian Bontke, who posted a little PSA that says it'll cost you $15 to get it back. But is it legal? Some people say it's not legal, and then they have to get the policy changed. That's how it was back then. Back then, you couldn't even use your phone. If you used your phone in class, then in these next two clips from SCS 346 Bongo and Nathan Melrose, they know what they're talking about. Let's first look at Nathan Melrose. Don't text in class, cell phone PSA.
Pourquoi je faire refroidir? How do we conjugate faire and with the je?
Don't know. Don't know.
What are you doing, Connor?
Nothing.
You know there's no texting in class.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Okay. Now, if that wouldn't happen in real life, the teacher would be then they told the parents, "Hey, my phone just broke. My teacher broke my phone," and be like, "What? What?" March down to the school and be like, "Your teacher broke his phone, and that guy had video proof of it." Now, fast forwardians.
L'Oreal Group, 100% of our natural ingredients will be sustainably sourced by 20...
Who had the same policy.
We'll
Okay, so if I gave you the problem, 2x minus 10 equals 32. So who thinks that they can solve this problem? Junior, are you texting in my class?
No,
I just saw you using your phone. Give it to me, you can have it after class.
you're not getting nothing.
Give me your phone now!
You're yelling at.
So the quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus...
I've got a question.
Yeah, what's your question?
Where's Junior?
I don't know. Maybe he's sick.
Now that's their policy, but these are just skits and fakes. Especially from SCS 346 Bongo from 6 years ago. Let's take a look.
I'm Professor Deb Pagnotta, and I approve this message. The single most important rule that I have for all of my classes starting out is no cell phones. No cell phones. I want to make that very clear. I'm very serious about it. The logic of it is that cell phones interrupt. They interrupt my train of thought and they interrupt your train of thought. You need to be awake in this classroom. And when I say pathos, it means I get very emotional about it.
What if it's an emergency?
You talk to me beforehand and I will give you dispensation. So Chris, I have a question for you about pathos.
Yeah, what's the question, Professor?
Ooh, here we
So
go.
what did I just say about cell phones?
That you have a strict policy with them?
Let me have that. And what happens when you have a cell phone in class?
I don't know.
It's taken away.
Do you think I'm kidding?
Okay, she gets a shoe and a little rock.
Why's there a sneaker in your bag? And a rock.
When I say that I'm going to do something, you can trust that I will do that.
One last text.
Holy shit.
Your phone. Go ahead.
What the? Oh! Oh! My cell phone! What the?
Take the battery out. Can you hear me now? Got service now?
She's serious.
I'm not kidding.
So we just see what we've seen what happens when you use your cell phone in class and not pay attention. When we come back, we're going to show you some more videos about this subject, especially from a person that has a strict policy on texting, and look at a teacher that welcomes texting in class. Don't go away. Now for an update on 3 major stories that we're following. First, I think it was a month or 2 ago, we talked about Kati Riarte being fired from Channel 6 after an incident that happened with her husband and the other guy, and this was from the Chronica. Now, just 2 days ago, the Colorado Times reported that her new will was with the Diocese of Corpus Christi. They announced her as new director of communications for public relations on Tuesday. 18 years as news anchor, confirmed her departure with a video on Facebook. Now, if this is true, I would play it for you, but I can't. I don't want to throw her under the bus. So I'm so excited to be able to tell the stories of our Catholic parishioners. Over 400,000 Catholic parishioners and students have here in Coastal Bend. This will be on July 18th, so we'll keep you posted on this. Also on the update list is Oxford. Just 6 hours ago, the gun shop named in the new lawsuit is named in that new lawsuit in the high school shooting. There's a new lawsuit filed in the Oxford school shooting. This one's different because of who was involved in it. The parents of a student who was shot assumed the district and the gun shop that sold the gun to the alleged shooter. This is the 7th federal lawsuit against the district, but it's the first time we've seen the gun shop. They're alleging several crimes, but it depends on whether the gun shop knew that James Crumley intended to give the gun he was buying to his son, who was not legally allowed to own it under 18. Inside the newest lawsuit, Matthew and Mary Miller, whose son was shot in the face and hand while trying to shield himself from gunfire, are suing the community school district, alleging the district ignored clear signals of independent gunfire from the accused shooter. Their arguments are similar to other suits already in court. But the lawsuit also names the gun shop where James Crumley purchased the gun the shooter is accused of using to take 4 lives and injure more than a dozen others. The Muellers, along with the Brady Center to Prevent Gun Violence, is accusing Acme Shooting Goods of engaging in a straw purchase. When someone buys a gun, they intend to give it to someone who legally cannot have one. The lawsuit simply stated Acme negligently or unlawfully supplied the minor shooter despite actual and or constructive knowledge. In the statement today, the parents say, "While we live in the horror of that day forever, he will live in physical pain of trauma being shot the rest of his life. That pain was unavoidable." But local 4 tried talking to the shop owner today, but they immediately told to leave. They reached out to district comment, but no one could get it back. Officially, the lawsuit accuses the gun shop of negligence, negligent entrustment, and public nuisance. They're asking for a jury trial. And speaking of the trial, what we know so far is that Ethan is going to be in October. The parents are going to be in January next year, so we'll keep you posted. As for Uvalde, Texas, the grandmother who was shot has been recovered. And on Saturday, we'll give you more of the very latest. But Give Me Break continues just a moment with more videos about text message, about no texting in class. Don't go away. For those who are just joining us, we are focusing in on no texting in class, a big distraction to the educational process. We've seen some videos about this, and it answers the question: should teachers charge students for getting their cell phone back?
He utilizes forms of rhetoric. Could you please pay attention? Hey, class, up here. All right. I've had enough of these shenanigans. Let's go in the bucket. Right here. Come on, in the bucket. Seriously? Yes, seriously. class, like I was saying, in Dr. King's speech, Mr. Rogers. What's up, Coach? Mr. Rogers, I thought I told you to put your phone away. I did. What's this? My spare, bro. Oh. This is my 3G, bro. You wanna go? Yeah. Let's go, mister. Here we go.
Now that was a
Any of
skit.
you have a spare?
Okay.
How about free Wi-Fi, kids?
Holy shit! All over the parking lot. That was just a mannequin.
Okay.
Now imagine having a strict texting policy. Let's take a look from Paul Travis Phillips from 11 years ago when he broke a cell phone and the student walked away. Now, actually, he broke the cell phone, put it in a cup of water, and after that, the student walked away. Take a look.
There's a call for a Second Continental Congress that meets in 1775. It was at the Second Continental Congress that an army was raised. They dispatched an expedition, or this Continental Congress Army dispatched an expedition to force Quebec into the Revolutionary Union. So, I mean, it's bloody. There's a war, and it takes many years for this to kind of come to fruition. Colin, are you texting? Sorry, Steve.
It's one of those flip phones that are easy to break. You just gotta go like a little stick.
I have a strict policy about texting.
Okay.
So, let's turn to John Locke. What page is that on? Second treatise on government. John Locke, we mentioned him before. Important for, as a philosopher, and we'll be talking about his epistemology at a later time. But here we're looking at his political theory. This treatise is published in 1690. Second treatise on government. Locke begins by talking about, well, what is the natural condition of human beings? Who are human beings in their natural state? What do human beings possess in their natural state?
Wow. That was outrageous. Walking away because your cell phone was broken. It doesn't matter. Your teacher has the right to take it away. Period. There's no excuse ever. Jay Godfrey, cell phones in school. Let's take a look at this one. What the heck? Hold on a second. Must have clicked on the wrong one. Okay. There we go.
Morning, class. Today in civics, we're going to talk about the 1960s. I remember the 60s so well. What an outstanding decade. I wanted to talk about how radical we were. I wanted to talk about rebellion.
Copyright claim. So the cell phone is ringing. I'm gonna describe it to you because this made me copyright. I don't want to get another copyright claim. I don't want to get a copyright claim on this channel. I may get one after this is uploaded. But otherwise, I didn't know about this. So okay, so let me describe it to you. She's like, no, I don't have a cell phone. And yet, you have a cell phone. And it's means wrong and black and red on the board. No, I don't have a cell phone. Okay, what's in here? Okay, and then she searches her bag and all, blah, blah, blah. There's a cell phone. Okay, no, it's not here. It's not here. And then there's a bottle of wine. And then there's pills. Stuff you're really not supposed to bring to school. I think that's money. And handcuffs, and then a gun, and I don't know what that is, and then all of a sudden more stuff, and then finally she gets that cell phone. So right now I'm going to unmute.
Hello? Who is this? Father who? I don't care, meatball face. You don't interrupt my civics class in the middle of school day. You got that? I don't care who in the family died. Now look, there are rules and there are rules. You can pick this phone up after school or when hell freezes over, whichever comes last.
When hell freezes over.
Now let's get back to class, kids. The 60s, what a great time. Rebelling against the oppressive parents. Never trust anyone over 35. That was the 1960s.
Ooh.
Wait a minute. Who's got the cell phone now?
Mr. Smith, I think it's coming from you.
Oh. My wife. Yeah, honey. Sure. Yeah. Bread? Milk? Yeah, no problem. I'll get that after school.
And that's why only teachers are allowed to use cell phones in class. All right. Let's look at one from Joss Laundry. Got two more to do, and I'm going to wrap it up.
Because
let me tell you something. I don't like cell phones in class. I mean, I never even used a cell phone. I mean, let me tell you guys a quick story. You see, during my junior year, there was a thing that happened called BYOD, which is Bring Your Own Device Policy. Basically, which means you can use your devices during class. And years ago, which was before school, during passing periods, during lunch, after school, or a teacher gives you permission 5 times. I told the same thing to the new students every day as I gave them tours. But now, there's changes. The changes were made is you weren't allowed to use your phone during passing periods, during lunchtime, and before school. The only time you're able to use is if the teacher gives you permission. That's that. So let's take a look at this one.
Here's how you guys doing today. I do notice there's some phones out. A couple concerns to me is we got to have those put away, turned off. It's supposed to be in your locker according to the handbook, guys. Come on.
So you're telling me that my phone is a distraction, but my iPad isn't?
Yeah, exactly. That's what your iPads are intended for learning, guys. So we'd like to look at those now. Put your phones away, like I said, and let's get. Excuse me, sir. It's the second time I've asked you, but you can take your iPad, please.
Okay.
But I can use my phone to email teachers, ask questions, and it's easier to carry.
Fellas, my breath, my energy, my calorie intake, it's not enough because I have to keep wasting effort and time to tell you guys to put away your phones.
So I can't use this, but I can use this?
Guys, put up your phones right now.
Okay, here we go with this one.
Earth to students. Tune in. Guys, I didn't make the rules, okay? I just have to enforce them.
So you can't make your own decisions.
Miss Schulte, I know you guys can make your own decisions. That's not what I meant. Yes, you guys are 17, 18, and you do make your decisions, but this is just a policy that Mr. Doherty wants to enforce. And if Mr. Doherty wants to enforce that policy, we have a teacher here, I have to enforce that too.
What about Autumn's phone?
I need your phone.
No, don't take the phone.
So why do we have to put these away again?
Okay, here we go with this one.
Have you not been listening to anything I've been saying?
Not really, no.
Jake, I hope that teaches you a lesson. So, it's so hard putting that thing called your cell phone in your locker, guys. That's where it has to be. Don't hate the player, hate the game. That's where it needs to go.
And then the students are like,
Wait, what?
4 years college plus. I am an adult. I am a teacher. Sorry.
teachers have a right to use their phones, students can't. That's what it has to be, so don't hate the player, hate the game. Final clip of the day from Macon Briz Pride. Let's take a look at this 40-second one, then we're going to wrap it up. So, let's take a look.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Reed. I know I turned it on silent this morning.
Don't do it again.
Okay.
Mandy, I told you to turn your phone off.
I'm so sorry. I know I turned it on silent.
Tell it to the principal. Now go to the office.
So yeah, that's the video. That's the videos that we're going to show you tonight. But here's the bottom line here. No, cell phones are not allowed because, for one thing, it's against school policy. Number two, it's a distraction to the educational process. Meaning, like, you can distract the teachers, you can distract other students. They can't learn. That's disrupting the learning environment. And in some schools, the only time you're ever allowed to use your phone is if the teacher gives you permission. What if it's an emergency? You have to let the teacher know. Like, if you lost your assignment and your mom's not, and you can't even find it, so then you have to call someone to come get it for you. And then all of a sudden this and that. So the bottom line here is this. Cell phones are not allowed because they're against school board policy and are a distraction to the educational process and the learning environment. That's what it has to be. And I've been very careful about this. The reason that is because, there was one time I had my phone out and I was told to put it away. There are plenty of times during bomb threats to where you get to call parents and see if you're doing okay. They can't even do that also. So, yeah, again, the bottom line is no texting in class, no cell phones in class. Otherwise, you could get taken away and you have to pay $15. That's not happening anymore. But if it did, it needs to change. Alright, so that's it for the reruns throughout the last 2 weeks on the Give Me a Break YouTube channel. We will do some catch up. We'll do some catch up next year. But Friday I'm going back to newer episodes on the old channel. Like I said before, reruns are going to happen on this channel, the Give Me a Break channel. Newer episodes are going to be on the American Player channel, like I've talked about earlier. So the newest episode is going to be on Friday, and on Friday we have an interview with Lisa L, who is a member of the Stop Bullying Speak Up group on Facebook. If you would like to join, we have the link in the description below. We have only 32 members. Let's get to 40 or 50 members. I want everyone to share their stories, and your story is going to be shared on Give Me a Break, and we'll also share stories with you. Share those stories on the second half on Friday. So in the first half we're going to have Lisa come on, and then on the second half Friday we're going to hear those stories. So that's Give Me a Break for right now. Join all of us at YouTube next time for another edition of Give Me a Break. Good night, everyone.